Former AEW TBS champion Jade Cargill is expected to sign with WWE, according to Sean Ross Sapp and FightfulSelect.com. Absolutely bombshell news. I'm going to go over what this means, fill you in on the details, and we're going to talk about it. Before I do, though, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Okay, so let's talk about it. Jade Cargill, what's going on? Well, wonderful people over at FightfulSelect.com, go subscribe to them, said the following. This is according to the report. Quote, Fightful has spoken to sources within both AEW and WWE that believe that she, Jade Cargill, is headed to WWE. We should specify that we haven't heard of an official offer being made. And as is always the case, things may change in the world of pro wrestling. But they also went on to say that Jade Cargill was brought into Collision last week. She made a return to Collision. She attacked Chris Statlander to set up this match on this upcoming Friday's Rampage for the TBS Championship. But she was brought in to kind of just finish up and wrap up. Here's what I will say. Bit of a spoiler here for Rampage, so might want to skip ahead a few seconds if you don't want that. All right, so on Rampage, Chris Statlander versus Jade Cargill apparently ended as Chris Statlander beat Jade Cargill clean. And remember, Jade is someone who has won 30 matches. She won her first 30 matches. Her first loss came to Chris Statlander in that impromptu match at AEW Double or Nothing 2023. That now it looks like her second ever loss ever in her entire career has come at the hands of Chris Statlander, I should say. Jade Cargill going to WWE. My God, is this a massive get for the World Wrestling Entertainment? Of course, we do know that WWE, they had a hiring freeze in place for a little bit there due to this merger. Now that the merger is officially gone through, some of these new hires can officially be brought in and brought on contract, and it looks to be the case that Jade Cargill will be one of these hires. And I want to say this, right? As much as this is a bad thing in certain ways for AEW, they're losing a massive star. Jade Cargill, objectively, it was a massive star for AEW. Her segments were so good. She was sometimes the top. She would top those quarter-hour ratings. Like, her quarter-hour segments would be the highest-rated segments on Dynamite. That's how big she was. That's how big she is, and that's why now that, she was able to prove herself in AEW, that's why she's getting rewarded in a way with this WWE deal, it would seem, or at least that's why WWE is interested in her. So again, I want to reiterate, the Fightful Select report does not say that Jade Cargill is signed, sealed, and delivered. They say that she's expected to join, but this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts because a lot of people expected Jade to come back. When she did come back, a lot of people expected, okay, we're going to get maybe a pay-per-view run, they're going to wrestle each other at Grand Slam. No, it just happened on Rampage, and she's finishing up with the company. And the reason that WWE were interested in is, in addition to her being a big star, she looks like a big star. And the truth about Jade Cargill is that in WWE, the possibilities are endless. You want to look for a perfect opponent for Rhea Ripley, a perfect person to believably take that belt off of Rhea Ripley, the perfect person to have a dominant reign as women's world champion. Look no further than Jade Cargill. She will run that show. I mean, I don't know if she's going to be able to do her line, "That bitch" show. I doubt it because they're no longer affiliated with TBS, but make no bones about it. This is an absolutely massive signing if it does end up going through and being official, which all indications point to WWE picking up Jade Cargill. This is massive. For AEW, I should say, again, it's a big loss for them because you're losing one of your ratings draws. You're losing someone who you invested a lot of effort and time into. 30 wins to start her career. There has probably not been a wrestler this century that's been put over better than Jade Cargill in her to start her career. And like, the truth is that TBS championship was better off being around Jade's waist for that long, and like, it was kind of, in a way, she made that belt. When I look at that belt, I imagine Jade Cargill holding it. Like, there really is no other TBS champion. Chris Statlander looks great with the belt, but that is Jade's title. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it is interesting. Of course, a lot of AEW fans probably would have loved to see her kind of stay on and all that. The Fightful Select report does also indicate that there might be a potential option in her contract, but that's still obviously being worked out. But as of right now, one thing we do know is people in AEW, people in WWE expect her to go to WWE. And this is one thing that we've talked about before, which is AEW allowing wrestlers to grow. AEW allowing a place for wrestlers to grow and be compensated in a competitive manner to WWE. It helps wrestling, because let's say if WWE were the only game in town, Jade Cargill wouldn't be Jade Cargill right now. Like, let's be honest. Sure, she could still be a big star, but she wouldn't be who she is right now without there being an AEW. And she wouldn't be able, I think, to prove her worth in this way, where she could be a monstrous free agent signing for WWE. Like, I don't, and again, I know I've been a bit scatterbrained in this news video. This is monstrous news in my opinion, but this is big. Like, WWE have a chance to do something very special with bringing in Jade Cargill, bringing in someone who is, for all intents and purposes, an AEW homegrown star. Even when Cody came in as the Cody we knew in AEW, but he came in as a guy who used to be in WWE. Jade Cargill is really the first homegrown AEW act, if this is the case, to go over to WWE and prove the theory of the case that AEW did, in fact, help wrestlers get paid, does, in fact, can, in fact, lead to bigger paydays and allow wrestlers to have different options. And it's gone back and forth. AEW has benefited a lot from WWE talent before, but now you're getting vice versa. And at the end of the day, I really want us to get out of like thinking about these guys like, oh, well, this is an AEW person going to a WWE, or this is a WWE person going to AEW. Like, sure, in some conversations that makes sense, but in reality, these are free agents who can choose where do they want to work, where they want to sign, how long they want to sign. Like, that is up to them. So, big news. Jade Cargill reportedly heading over to WWE. I can't wait to see some of these feuds that she could possibly do. What feud, what match are you most looking forward to if she does end up going over to WWE? Let me know in the comments section below. Be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe.